Ah, yes, the infamous manual transmission. Now, when it comes to manual transmissions, there's um there's not a lot of companies that want to keep doing it. So these are just some of the companies that decided that, hey, we're gonna show you our stats. And then there's certain companies that are, they don't want to show their stats when it comes to manual transmission, the attachment rates. So let's go ahead and just jump right into the article. So here's the name of the article. We asked every automaker how many customers went for manuals in 2023. While the manual transmission is not a popular option in the big scheme of things, it seems to have found a comfortable niche. Yes, niche it is. So when it comes to the Acura, Integra manual take rate is 22%, which is actually pretty high in my opinion. Right now, Acura sells two manual transmission models, the Acura A-Spec and the Integra Type S. All in all, 22% of the 32,090 Integra sold in 2023 had 6 speeds and a clutch for a total of 7,060. Damn, that's still pretty good in my opinion. It's almost 30%. Of course, the figure is down from an initial 70% manual take rate of early reservation holders for the Integra A-Spec. Though that's unsurprisingly typically enthusiasts who want a specific sort of move first, then the rest of the market comes in. And 22% of all Integras is remarkable when you consider the manual is only available on the A-Spec technology model, which is 37,000. Yeah, and I think I talked about that a little bit. The fact that Acura was locking it down under their most expensive, just to get the manual transmission, or at least they want to put in a bunch of goodies in there for you. And then, of course, the Type S as well, too, has a manual transmission. Civic Type R is cousin. Good stuff. And then when it comes to the M2, surprisingly, 50%. Because that car, my God, at least the last generation. I'm not really a fan of the new generation of BMW M2s, especially the front. I think it looks whack as fuck. But when it comes to their M3 and M4, manual take rate is about 20%. Even as BMW brand pushes forward with electrification, it still offers a standard manual transmission on the M2, 3, 4. They're popular too, with over half of M2 sold here, so equipped, and around 20% of M3s, M4s. So that's a pretty good 50% is huge, man. I love seeing this. And then when it comes to Cadillac, CTS-V, Black Wing, and CTS-5, Black Wing manual take rate is about 50%. Damn. Unfortunately, these will be Cadillac's last manual transmission cars as the brand makes its transition to all electric, which makes no sense to me because, whatever. Camaro didn't share their information, so boo. So did Dodge. Boo. And Ford. I bet you Ford was like, man, if Dodge and fucking Chevy's not showing their card, man, we're not showing you guys shit. And now we move on to Honda. The Civic manual take rate is at 7%. The Integra's more egalitarian sibling. The Civic offers a manual on many trims. It's available on both the Sport Touring hatchback, and its only transmission offered on both the SI and the Type R manual. Honda's manuals have a long set, the standard automotive industry, and that remains the case with the Civic 6-speed, especially so in the Type R. Don't be disappointed to learn that only 7% of the buyers in the US go for the manual. But when you consider Honda sold over 200,000 Civics last year, it's one of the most popular manual cars in the country. Yeah, believe it. And now when it comes to the Elantra and manual take rate is about 25%. I don't know how they can even sell these cars since technically they're illegal. If you guys seen that one video that I talked about where the guy was pulled over for having a stock Hyundai Elantra N, and it was just a big old ordeal. Yeah, moving on. Wrangler and Gladiator manual take rate they did not want to provide. Well, who the fuck would want to buy a Forte manual? Jesus Christ. I wouldn't. And Mazda, of course, 60%, because those cars are a hoot to drive when it comes to the manual transmission. Don't get me wrong. It's a good option. I think this car should only be made in manual transmission, in my opinion. It just seems way more fun. And then John Cooper Works 2-door manual take rate is about 51%. Cooper S 2-door manual take rate 22%. All other models 11%. So this is actually pretty good in my opinion. This article is very informative. Gives us a bunch of information that we were not aware of, and the fact that the manual transmission are still kind of like clinging on when everything is trying to be transitioned over to EVs. With the new generation of Cooper models, the manual will no longer be on the options list. Boo! But at least I know for a fact one company that's going to continue to invest in manual transmission is Honda, because why not? Versa Z manual take rate that was not provided, and Porsche had a 40% when it comes to manual take rate on their 718 and 911s. And then of course, obviously BRZ manual take rate is 79% because these kind of cars are made to be driven in manual transmission. Honestly, it just seems way more fun. Same thing with the WRX, because the WRX recently started selling automatic, but before that it was to my knowledge, it was just full on manual transmission. So the people that were used to buy Subaru WRXs, and if they're interested in the newer models, of course, they're going to take the manual one. And then you have the newer generations of people that don't know how to drive manual cars, and they opt for the automatic. And sometimes even some of the manual owners will opt for the automatic, and it just makes things easier, to be honest with you. It makes it a lot easier, but it's not as fun. And then when it comes to Toyota and the GR86, same thing as the BRZ, right? It's got a lower take rate though. But that GR Corolla, man, that thing it's pretty good in my opinion. Yeah, a lot of people bought those. A GR86 is 48%. Supra is at 43%. Even though, like I said, I think I talked about it too, where they locked the Supra under their highest models, or almost to the highest model. So if you want the manual transmission, you got to pony up some more money. More money, more money, more money. And then when it comes to the Volkswagen Golf GTI manual take rate is about 50%, so about half. And the Golf R manual 40%, Jetta GL 40%, and then Jetta S and Sport manual take rate is 5%, because those cars are just not fun to drive, in all honesty. So that's the list. Let me know in the comments below if you are a manual driver or you prefer to just put it on D and ride that D all the way down the road. Oh my God, no homo. I honestly don't know where the fuck I was going with that. Anyways, as always, make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I appreciate every single one of you guys for watching the videos and being engaged in the conversation. As always, I'll see you in the next video.